What's going on? I already know. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Speak. It's good. Good morning to you. Who don't speak, it's all right. Peace and blessings on to you. This is the Rude Awakening, and it is a rude awakening. Oh man, I can't be by this loud noise, so let's give it time for people to come into the atmosphere. I normally come on at 1 p.m. I'm gonna shoot this early because today is just a full day. I don't think this message needs to be that long, and I need to make sure that I get you what you need in order for us to go forward in the rest of this day. We are under 90 for 90. 90 meaning the last 90 days of this year, 2021. This is the time for gathering. We have to gather, meaning the things you need. This is a self-empowerment line. This broadcast is about self-growth, self-development, self-awareness, self-worth. I'm here because I need it just as much as you do. I think when I talk to you, I'm really talking to myself. My name is Adonis, the King Slayer of inspiration and motivation. I do feeds, broadcasts. There's no telling where I'm gonna come in from, so I'm asking that you cut your notifications on so you can just get whatever you can receive and have something that can be used to assist you with being you. I don't think this will work without your cooperation. You have to back up what I'm saying with your actions. Faith, right, without your work is dead. That means you cannot depend on anything that you have faith in unless you prepare to work it. I know we fail a lot of the times at the things we try to do. One of the reasons why we fail at what we try to do is because we are seeing things in a original state. We're seeing things in a raw state, right? Man seeing the woman, but he's looking at the woman without including himself. The woman is seeing a man, she's looking at the man without including herself. She's watching him be a man, but she's not fully recognizing that him as a man, he's only in a bracket as other men, right? And I'm sure some of the ladies, women, been watching men all their lives. Unfortunately, every man is different, right? So you have to find what you're looking for. Let me get straight into it. This is the Rude Awakening. Normally happens in the 1 o'clock hour. Today it's just gonna happen a little early, right? As I jotted down some of my notes for my journal, I give you the same thing I give myself. I would not feed you anything unless I eat it first to make sure that it works, to test it, right? How do I test it? I test it with spirit. I test it with wisdom. I test it to see what examples can I give from my life that's fruitful to assist me with trying to assist people in order so you can do the things you need to do that will help make a good impact as you being a leader. You a leader whether you want to be a leader or not. If you're not a leader of anything else, you are a leader of your own life. You lead the way when it comes down to what's best for you and what's in the best interest of you. My work that I have been doing for the past 9 years consists of nothing but my actions, backed by trials, backed by errors, backed by evaluations and experimentation. I'm gifted with wisdom. What is wisdom? Wisdom is classified knowledge. Classified knowledge, meaning you don't have to know how I obtain what I have. You just need to trust what I have. Trust what I have, right? That's where the faith comes in at. Classified knowledge, gain, meaning it didn't hurt me, it actually helped me. Some of you, your errors and mistakes that you have made in life has gained you something called experience. You have experience now, and based on this experience that you have experienced, it should make you stronger, because it's gonna come back around again. And when it comes back around again, it's not for you to block it, it's for you to address it by addressing yourself, right? Addressing yourself. Wisdom, classified knowledge. Why? Classified knowledge, gain. Remember the gain. Gain by observation, what you observe. What you observe, not about someone else, is what you observed about yourself. When you seen someone go left, what did you do? Did you argue with them? Did you begin to start yelling? When you seen something go wrong in your life, did you start getting frustrated? Did you tap out? Did you start crying? Did you feel like, you know what, I'm done with this? What did you do? Did you give up before you supposed to gave up? You see, just because someone else did not succeed at what they was doing, it wasn't really about what was done to you. It's how you responded to what was done to you. Many of the times we overreact, right? We overreact to what somebody else do, and they're not even under contract. They don't owe you anything. We shouldn't have no expectations on someone else, right? If you want to run a potato sack race, you have to choose your partner, or your partner choose you based on what's the prize. What's the prize, right? Some races is not worth running. Some races is not worth being in, because you got to understand the track condition. You can't run every race, right, when the track conditions is not in your favor. There's a lot of things in life that's going on a day-to-day basis. But if you don't look and evaluate, right, observe what's the track condition, what we're trying to get to, what we're trying to obtain, what will come from this thing that we're into and entering into right now, right? What does it take to be successful? What does it take for me to be happy? What does it take for me to have peace? What does it take for me to stay balanced? What does it take, right? Some of you, we have risked so much, right? And for others, we have gave so little. So it's no wonder why your situations or circumstances has not changed. It's because you did not look at the track conditions and recognize that you play the biggest role in anything that you trying to do. Remember, this is a self-empowerment line. This is for self-development. This is for self-encouragement. I'm here as a self-empowerment coach to empower you to be you. It is not over for you. I wrote a book called I Am My Life Coach. Once again, let's double back. Wisdom. Classified knowledge gained by observation and experimentation. A lot of times I want to flag this one word, experiment. You've been experimenting with things all your life, right? All your life you have been experimenting with things, but you still haven't drawn the final conclusion. The final conclusion is what you gonna do next time. And for some of us, we watch others and never looked at our own self, right? Let's talk now. I'm done with the wisdom. Let's get on into this thing right now. Let's go further. So here we go. There's something in the scriptures that I like to stick around with, right? Why do I stick to the same subject? Because the same subject stick to me. You are yourself every day. You don't have nobody else to be but you. You are only you. You can't be nobody else, but we spend time watching everybody else, monitoring everybody else, looking at everybody else. So to the point where you end up mirroring what you see. Just like your kids. Your kids become what they looking at, whether you like it or not. When your kids see this, they're gonna become this. This is why so many youth want to be rappers, want to be basketball players or NBA players, right? They want the quick route because it looked interesting, it looked fun, and they looking at the after results of whatever it is that the individual, the artist, the rapper, or the NBA player, they don't see the hard dedication. All they see is the results. But when people are monitoring you, what do they see? How is your legacy gonna be? What do you want to be remembered as? Based on what you want to be remembered as is what you do today. And ask yourself, what did you do today? What did you do today that will affect tomorrow? What did you do today that will make the biggest impact on your future? Come on now, 90 days left, right? We're in a 90 for 90. So understand, I'm always going to say 90 days left, because it doesn't matter where you start, it's where you finish. The starting line is the finish line. The finish line is the starting line. So we under this 90 for 90 until this thing roll all the way to the end. 90 for 90, right? So listen to this. I created a book called I Am My Life Coach. I Am My Life Coach is a self-empowerment tool. It's a self-affirmation, right? It's an inner concept that's been created by Adonis D. Johnson to assist you with your development, to assist you with understanding how not to overlook you. You might have seen somebody and said they're selfish. You might look at somebody and say they get everything they want, but they don't help nobody. You might see somebody say, how is it seems like all the people that's just selfish, they don't help nobody, they don't feed nobody, they don't give people no clothes, they seem like their life is prospering. But for you, you might be out here helping people or give a person your last. You might get out here and do anything and everything for everybody else, right? And then you don't have what you want. Well, you done never been taught. You never been taught how to make it about you. You never been taught how to protect you. You never been taught how to govern your situations and circumstances because you wanted to be the good person that gives everything away. Well, the book, I Am My Life Coach, help you see you so that you can get the things for you. And with those things that you get for you, that's like your armor. That's like the things to show your results. That's how you track your work, right? You track your work by the results. You track your work by the things that you do. Let's track somebody's work. Listen, Harriet Tubman. Everybody knows Harriet Tubman, right? Harriet Tubman's story is still going on and on and on. It's so to the point where it's in books right now, right? Black history. When you hear about social study, it's impossible. Ooh, this phone is not gonna last long. Ain't that something? This phone is not gonna last long. But I'm gonna do what I do, and I might have to come back on, man. I tried. So anyway, Harriet Tubman, she's in Black history books, correct? All right. What is she known for? She's known for inventing something called the Underground Railroad. Now listen to this. Underground Railroad, you would think, damn, underground. Did she dig a tunnel underground? Did she have a shovel and she just started digging and stuff, right? Was it a damn train, right? Did she have a train? Because it's the railroad. What an Underground Railroad, right? It's an underground. It's really underground. And do we got a train? No, she located an alternate route. We come online on Mondays for the Mighty Monday Meltdown, right? That's a huddle. A huddle is on the battlefield. The battlefield is called life, but we take a time out. We take a time out because we recognize we on the battlefield, and with I Am My Life Coach, there's nobody else to depend on but you and God and you. That's what I train because that's what I learned. Everything I'm saying has been tried out, and it's worked. It's working now. There's many people that's done took on this work. They done started doing the work with me as I was working. I continue to grow, and guess what? I got people blooming up all over me, starting their own businesses, getting promoted, getting houses, getting jobs, I'm talking about elevating. I mean, my work is phenomenal, right? Alternate route. I take no credit. To God be the glory, right? Because when you marketing something, what you really marketing is the God in you. What you really marketing is the relationship you have with yourself, right? A lot of times I get people asking me, I don't know what my problem is. And guess what I have to say? You haven't spent time with yourself. Some of you can give counsel to other people, but you can't get counsel. Let me tell you why you can't get counsel. Because you want somebody to love what? Your mind, your body, and your soul. That's like every woman's dream. I just want somebody to love my mind, my body, and my soul. You be like, what you want them to do? I want them to love my mind, my body, my soul. Let's stop right here. Let's break that down before we go back to Harriet Tubman. Your mind. What's your mind? How can you want somebody to love your mind when your mind is your responsibility first? They can't love what you don't love. Do you read books? Do you take time out to find out the way you think and why you think? Some of you crazy. So what happened? What do I mean by crazy? You crazy for thinking you can get in something and then you can't figure out how to get out of it, because truth be told, you done wrapped your mind on somebody else's mind and you yet to use your own mind. So at the end of the day, you don't love your own mind, then how can you expect somebody else to love your own mind? So let me just express that one more time. If you don't take time to sharpen your mind, sharpen yourself, sharpen your thinking, sharpen your processing, right? You just let things go. You got to take 3 days to think about something, right? Because you ain't got an answer yet. When somebody else is like, hey, here go the answer right here. Hey, listen, why we can't do this? You're like, let me think about it, right? What am I saying? Your mind is not processing properly because it does not have the answers available that helps you make your choices. So you end up making up something or not making a choice at all. So that's your first step. You want somebody to love your mind? Your job is to love your mind. Your mind first. That's the way your life runs. It runs off of the way you make choices and decisions, right? So when you want somebody to love your mind, That you need them to love the way you make choices and decisions. But people is not falling in love with the way you make choices and decisions, because your choices and decisions is linked to your finances, is linked to the things that comes out of your mouth, is even linked to your relationships, right? Your mind, some people's mind is so corrupt that it's impossible to love a corrupt mind. That is your job to love your mind first. And that's probably one of the reasons why you neglect yourself, is because you don't spend no time with yourself. Listen, you neglect yourself. There's something called you. You is whatever your name is. So Isha will be Isha, Chris will be Chris, Gwen will be Gwen. Gwen, neglect who? Yourself. Who is self? Self is Christ. That's the God in you. He's not called Christina. He's not called Adonis. He's called self. That's why it's called self-love and love yourself, right? So God was literally saying, hey, love your neighbor like you love yourself. So let's talk mind. Mind gonna link into self, self gonna link into mind. Watch this. So now you want somebody to love your mind, your body, your body. Listen to your body. What do you love about your body? You want somebody to love your body, but you don't work out. You don't diet like you should. You don't eat what you should. You don't do the things that your body needs. What do you think the checkup is all about? You going in to get your body checked up, and you're going to get your pap smear. You're going to get your body to get your breast checked for breast cancer. You don't know what's going to jump off in your life, but you making sure that your body is healthy. What do you do to make sure that your mind is healthy? But loving your body doesn't mean freaking on you. It doesn't mean sexing it and beating it to the walls, from the windows to the walls. It means you take some honor in your body because you eat right. Your digestive system is working right. Your urinary tract is working right, right? This is the things, right? When you use the restroom, you looking at your stool, you looking at your urine, seeing, is it gold, is it clear, what's going on? Like if somebody spit, they say, what color is it? Is it green? Is it brown? Is it clear? What type of mucus do you have? What are they doing? They're evaluating what's coming out the body. See, you need to be evaluating what's coming out your mouth, evaluating what's coming out your relationships. Are you constantly arguing back and forth? What's coming out of what you're doing is the results, So come on, y'all, let's talk. Mind, body, let's go with the soul. The soul is linked to your emotions. The soul is linked to your whole well-being. I don't mind working with somebody that want to work with themselves. You understand? Work with somebody that work with themselves. So listen to this. You can't allow somebody to love your soul until you love your soul, because you don't know what your damn soul is if you ain't spend no time on your soul. You might think God gives you your soul. God do not give you your soul. God gives you a spirit to help you with your soul, right? The soul, everything got a soul. A dog got a soul in it. Squirrels got souls in it, right? So I'm trying to give you a good point to ground yourself off of, so that you can understand why this rude awakening is so important for you, right? So let's change the tempo and go back to where we was at. Harriet Tubman created something. If this line break, I'm coming back on, because the phone needs to be in the charger and I don't have my charger, right? So check this out. Harriet Tubman created, right? She created the Underground Railroad. And it was for a certain group of people. Everybody didn't take the damn Underground Railroad. Some people did. Some people didn't take the alternate route with us. Some people didn't take I Am My Life Coach. They thought this was a joke. They thought I Am My Life Coach, oh man, that sounds so stupid. They thought it was just a book. It's a movement. It's a movement that will be in history. It's a movement that you're going to be able to look back and say, man, when I decided to take ownership of who I am, that's when everything happened for me. Somebody asked me, what do I do for a living? What do I do for a living? I said, when I stopped asking myself what I do for a living, I start living, because Christ showed up at that moment. See, some of us, we have it in reverse. We work and think that's how we make a living, right? You work for a living, right? But you need to work on you, and then you start living, because relationships and all the other things that you overlook is very, very important. Now, let me ask you this right here. Let me tell you why some of us fail, right? Why we failing, because we have dived into stuff in our youthful years. I gave another pop-up, right? And I'm gonna go back to that pop-up. I said, if you was taking a bath right? You got to stop up the water, plug it up, and you turn the water on, and you let the water run until what? Until your liking. When it get to a certain temperature, a certain height, you cut the water off. Phone went out.